If your emails aren't sending from your Cloudways website, it's probably because you don't have SMTP set up. So I'm going to show you how to do that. This video is sponsored by Cloudways, which means I have a special link for you in the description below, which is attached to my promo code, which will give you an additional discount and a longer free trial. So if you aren't signed up yet, make sure to grab that link in the description below. The first thing we need to do is activate Elastic Email. Now you can use your own third-party SMTP provider, but I do recommend Elastic Email because it's really cheap, and since it is a partner service of Cloudways, setup is super easy. So to activate it, we want to hover over this icon in the left for the add-ons and then click the View All button. Click into Elastic Email. And now we can see here that pricing starts at 10 cents a month for 1,000 emails. Again, super affordable. To get an idea of what you should choose here, I do 50 cents a month for 5,000 emails. I have about 40 websites on my server, and that's more than enough for me. But of course, everyone's going to have different needs. We'll just choose the 1,000 emails for 10 cents a month option for now, and then click subscribe. You're going to see a pop-up that says it was successfully enabled in the top right. And the next thing we have to do is we have to bind Elastic Email to the server you want to use it on. So any application that you want the SMTP functionality on, you have to bind it to the server that that application is on. So we are going to hover over this icon in the top left and then click My Servers. I'm going to click into this server, and then I'm going to click SMTP. And then in this drop down, I am going to choose Elastic Email, and then I'm going to click the Enable button. Give this a little while to set up. Okay, it's going to look like this when it is done. And the next thing we need to do is verify your domain name. So go ahead and sign into your domain registrar and then go to your DNS settings. So we are going to be adding some DNS records here. I'm going to tell you what they are as we're adding them, and I'm also going to put the actual settings in the description below so you don't have to like type out from the video. So the first one we're going to do is SPF. SPF makes sure that when somebody gets an email from your domain, it's actually coming from a server you've approved. It helps to make sure nobody else uses your domain name to send fake emails, and it helps to make sure that the emails that you do send don't end up in spam. So for type, we want to choose TXT to do a text record. For host, we can leave blank or we can do the @ symbol. And then for answer or value or destination, we're going to paste in what it says in the description below. And for TTL, you can leave that set as automatic or also set it at the lowest that it could be. Note that there can only be one SPF record per domain. So if there's an existing record, you would want to add this part at the end of it. So for example, if you already have an SPF record for Google Workspace, you would instead want to modify it so it looks like this. When you're done, you can click Add. The next one we're going to do is DKIM. DKIM adds a digital signature to your emails so the other servers know that it actually came from you and it wasn't changed along the way. So we also want this to be a text record. For host, we're going to put in this, which is in the description below. And then for the answer, the value, or the destination, we're going to paste in this. You see why you're not going to want to type all that? And then again, keep the TTL as automatic or as low as possible, and then click Add. Next, we're going to do the tracking record. So Elastic Email keeps track of opens, clicks, and unsubscribes by changing your links. A tracking domain lets you use your own domain name for your links, so everything looks like it's coming from you. So for this one, we actually want the type to be CNAME. We want the host to be tracking. The answer or value is going to be api.elasticemail.com. And then again, we can keep that TTL at 600 and then add that record. Next, we need to add MX records. You might already have these set up if you have an email service connected to your domain name, like if you're using Google Workspace or Microsoft 365. This is probably already set up and you don't need to do anything else. MX records tell the internet where to send mail for your domain. And you have to have MX records set up to use Elastic Email with Cloudways. Now, if you are not using emails with your email address through any other service and you don't have MX records set up at all, you can do this instead. So we're going to, again, put the type. We're going to switch this to MX. We're going to put the host as the @ symbol, or you can leave it blank. The answer value or destination is going to be mx1.email@srvr.com. We're going to keep the TTL lowest or automatic again, and we are going to set the priority to 10. And then we are going to click add. And then finally, the last one we have to add is DMARC. And DMARC is a way to protect your domain from email abuse. It works with SPF and DKIM, which we've already set up, to tell email providers how to handle emails that haven't been properly verified, like whether to send them to spam or block them completely. So for this, we want to change the type to TXT. For host, it's going to be _DMARC. For a value answer destination, it's going to be that. And then again, TTL as lowest or automatic, and then click add. Now we have to test everything and confirm that your domain name is verified. So head back to Cloudways, and then we have to go back to that Elastic Email add-ons. So go to add-ons, view all. And then you want to click this icon down here that looks like a shield that says view and verify domains. Go ahead and paste your domain name in there and then click verify domain. And then we have all of our checks green, so we are good there. Now keep in mind, sometimes this takes a little while. I use Pork Bun for all my domains, and part of the reason why I love them is because it's so easy to change the DNS settings and they get updated super quickly. But depending on your registrar, this might take up to 24 hours. If these still aren't green in 24 hours, you might have done something wrong, so double check your work. But we still have one more thing to test. So close out of here, get back to your server by clicking My Servers, click into your server, click into SMTP, and then you want to click this Send Test Email button. In the sender field, just put site at and the domain name that we verified. And then in the receiver field, put the email address that you want to receive the email to. So this should be your email address. And then click Send Test Email. Give this a second to send. And then after it's sent, we want to check your email and make sure that you got that confirmation email that everything is working. And there we go. You should get an email that looks something like this with your domain name as the from email address. And that's it. Now you know how to set up SMTP with Cloudways. If I was helpful to you, please don't forget to like and subscribe. If you have any questions, go ahead and comment below. If you're building your own website, make sure to check out my description for your free 9-step roadmap to DIY your first website, which will take you through everything you need to do to get your site live from start to finish. Thank you so much for watching.